Joni Giordano bowling here from Hampton Roads Real Producers, and here we are with another one of our interview series of our amazing business partners. Today we have with us Jim Setzer, the owner of Images by Design Photography. Say hey to the gang, Jim.
Hi, gang.
So glad you were able to make some time today, Jim. You know, I know you guys are really busy, but let's tell our viewers who you are and what you do.
Okay, again, my name's Jim Setzer. Images by Design Photography and Video is my company. We're a full-service media house, whether that's still photographs, video, in studio, on location, from the ground, from the sky. I'm a fully licensed drone pilot. And I do commercial photography mostly. So whether it's for the real estate sector, doing MLS listing stills or bespoke print pieces or feature videos for their high-end real estate, or I'm doing lifestyle portraits like the magazine work I do with Joni. Joni, do you realize that we're coming up on 8 years that we've been working together on the neighborhood pubs and now Hampton Roads Real Producers?
That's pretty insane, Jim. You just might be my second longest relationship next to my husband. Well, glad to have you on the team. So, Jim, what led you to this field? I know you've had quite the journey to get to where you are. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I've loved art my whole life, and photography has been part of that since I was a teenager, picked up a little Kodak Instamatic camera and started snapping away. And my first couple of careers in information technology took me around the world, so I got a chance to photograph some pretty interesting places. And so that hobby kind of grew into an obsession and blossomed into kind of a side hustle before that word even existed back in the early 2010s. And when I got to the end of my IT career, I really couldn't go anywhere up besides go to DC and become a bureaucrat. So the universe told me it's time to take this side business and turn it into my main gig. And so, you know, Images by Design was born, and here I am.
Fantastic. You know, Jim, folks have a lot of choices when it comes to their photography needs. What sets you apart? Why you? Why Images by Design?
Well, I like to think of myself first and foremost as a visual storyteller. So you might come to me and say, hey, Jim, I need you to take product photos of my purple widget, which I'll do. I'll take confident pictures of your purple widget, but I'm really going to dive in and have a conversation with you about the rest of the story. What's your value proposition? What else can we convey in these images that can differentiate you and your product from Susie Smith's pink widget up the street? So I treat every project like a piece of art, like it should be. I remove distractions. I try to tell the most complete, compelling, and interesting stories possible.
Well, and you do it well, Jim. What do you enjoy most about what you do?
Well, of course, it is a great combination of right and left sides of the brain, right? There's the technology, all this stuff you see here, side of image creation. And then there's also the artistic side. And I like the fact that I can use both sides of my brain equally to create finished products from my visions.
Fantastic. So, you know, I love this next question. You know, I know a lot of our viewers, in fact, most of our viewers already know you. Or I've met you at one of our events, and they, you know, they definitely know that you're part of the Real Producers, you know, realm, and the other projects we've worked on over the years. Tell us something that they may not know about you.
Okay, here's one. Most people don't know. Besides all this technology stuff and being a father and a husband, I am a high performance driving instructor, which means if you have a neat sports car, Corvette, BMW, whatever, and you're in a car club, some of these car clubs will go and they will rent for a weekend a closed road course. Around here it's VIR, it could be Road Atlanta or Watkins Glen or whatever. And I'm the guy that would come sit in the car and teach you how to drive your car closer to the limits on a closed course in a safe environment. And I've been doing that for well over a dozen years now. And I really enjoyed the teaching aspect of that and getting out and doing something very different than the rest of my life.
So are you actually in the cars when they're driving them at warp speed?
Oh, oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's very rare that I'll solo off a driver to say you're allowed to drive on your own.
Okay.
They have to show a level of competence at their level to be able to do that. But I'm in the car with them. I'm in the passenger seat. I'm showing them how to find the line, how to feel the car, talking about all the technical sides of it, like slip angles and rotations and things, and also just, you know, encouraging them to learn to listen to their car and do things well. Yeah.
That is amazing. Even I never knew that about you, Jim. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So these are definitely interesting times we live in. How has COVID-19 affected you, your business? What kinds of changes and pivoting have you had to do?
Yeah, it is we are living in the Chinese curse of interesting times for sure. And I'm no different. I've had to pivot. All the scheduled events through the spring just immediately got canceled, which opened up my calendar and emptied my bank account from returning a lot of deposits. But so what I've turned to helping out a lot of my small business friends who just had brick and mortar businesses that relied on street traffic, and when the street traffic was gone, they had to reinvent marketing. You know, they didn't have that walk-in traffic anymore. So using some of my experience with between real estate and product photography, doing things like showroom showcase videos so they could market themselves and get people to remember who they are in this time where it's so easy to isolate and forget the companies that we want to do business with.
Very cool. I bet those businesses are very grateful. So this is going to be seen mostly by realtors and quite a few, friends and from many different angles of life. What advice would you have for potential clients of yours, and especially to our realtor friends during these times?
Well, gosh, I gotta say, the realtors and the contractor, everybody in the real estate sector that I've been working along with these last couple of months have been truly amazing. Not only have they been able to find ways around all the restrictions and ways to operate safely, but they've shown so much care with their clients, with each other, that hats off to everybody. And just all the compassion that has gone that I've seen over the last couple months in trying to do what we can to keep the ball rolling and keep things moving along and make sure that we don't miss the closing dates and such. So just hats off to everybody that I've seen, and just keep up that good work.
Yes, and hire a professional photographer. So Jim, if folks do want to hire you or want to find out more about you and your business, or maybe have some photography questions, how can they reach you?
Well, certainly I'm available on Facebook, Images by Design, Jim Setzer Photography and Graphics. You can Instagram, same thing, just Images by Design. My email address is very simple, jim@imagesbydesign.org. And my website is imagesbydesign.org. So if you can remember Images by Design, you can find me pretty easily.
Terrific. Well, Jim, I really appreciate you spending some time, and it was fun. I learned a few things about you I didn't know in the 8 years we've worked together. And I know we're headed for many, many more years of just great stuff and more realtor photography shoots. I think we have another one coming up this weekend, and looking forward to it. So thanks for taking the time with us today, Jim. This was fun.
Oh, thank you, Joni, for having me talk to you a little bit and sharing this with your audience. And yeah, looking forward to. I've got so many creative things in the pipeline for you, Joni. We're gonna have a lot of fun in the coming months. I know it.
Yes, love to hear it. Can't wait. All right, everybody, have a great day.